Now, roll-up summary fields are created when you implement a relationship which is called as a master detail relationship. If you implement a master detail relationship between the two objects, then only we can see the roll-up summary field on the parent. And roll-up summary fields are usually it is a read-only fields. That means system-generated fields. User cannot enter the value in the roll-up summary field. Let's take a scenario. So I have a position object. In this position object, we have a certain records are available, like a Java developer or manual tester or SFTC, right? Java architect, SFTC admin. These are the positions records are available in the object. Now, similarly, we have another object which is candidate object. So we have a different candidates who are applied for the different positions. Right? So different position they have applied. This is the parent object and this is a child object. So Jyoti is applied for the Java developer. Ram Gopal is applied for the Java developer and Sibita is applied for the Java architect. Akash is applied for the SFDC admin and Shailaja is applied for the SFDC admin. So this is the records which are available in the parent and the child object. Now, let's say I wanted to identify how many records, like how many members in the child, like in the parent, like for the Java developer, how many candidates are applied. For the Java developer, how many candidates are applied. So in that scenario, what we will do is we will implement a roll-up summary field. Roll-up summary field. In the roll-up summary field, there are different types will be there. Let's say count. Now I wanted to know the count of the candidates for the Java developer. So Java developer, there are 2 members are applied. Java developer, 2 members are applied. Similarly, manual testing, 0 candidates. SFDC developer, 0 candidates. Java architect, 1 person is applied. And SFDC, 2 members are applied. Now, on the one spot, I wanted to know the count of the candidates that are applied for this position. Now, there are different types are available. Here it is a count, but there are different types are available. If you wanted to know the count of the candidates, use the count type. If you wanted to know the sum is nothing but, so basically let's assume that here we have another field which is called as a last salary. What are the candidate salary is there? So the last salary, I wanted to add the last salary field here. So if you want to sum up the salaries of all the candidates, now you can get it. Now minimum, do you want to get the minimum of a salary or minimum of a created date or minimum of a minimum pay amount or maximum amount. So these are the aggregate functions. Basically, these are aggregate functions. So you can create this roll-up type or roll-up summary field can be only created on the parent. We cannot create on the child. So from the parent, if I want to identify the number of child records, then we will be going with a roll-up summary field. And roll-up summary field can be created only when you have a relationship as a master detail relationship. For the lookup, it is not available. Now, roll-up summary fields are read-only, which is a system-generated one. So once you create the roll-up summary field, automatically system will generate the field value automatically. So you need not to update it. So based on the child records, whether the child records are added, deleted, modified, whatever the activities are happening in the child record, immediately it will be reflected on the parent. And the next one is roll-up summary field. So the roll-up summary field cannot be editable by the users. And we can perform all the different activities like summarize the child records, counting it, right? And we can perform the different operations like we have a roll-up type, aggregate functions are there. So basically the roll-up summary field gets updated. Once the operation is done on the child record, immediately the parent record gets reflected. So we have a different type of roll-up type. So count is count, sum, min, maximum. Count is, it will give the count of the record. Sum is nothing but it will give the sum of all the existing values in the specified field. Like if you have a currency, number, percentage, if you want to sum of this. Minimum is also, it will give you find out the least value of the specified field. So the field type can be currency, number, percentage, and date. Similarly, max is nothing but a highest value in the specified field. So here it will give you the field type can be either currency, number, percentage, or date. So if you are keep on creating the roll-up summary, let's say I'm going to create a roll-up summary field. Now between the position and do I have a master detail in the position? Go to the quick file and the position object. In the position object, so go to the fields and relationship, and let's say this is the lookup. Now let's see on the candidate. Candidate, fields and relationship. We have a master detail relationship on the position object. So what I'll do is I'll go to the position object. I'll be able to create a roll-up summary field because candidate is having a master detail with the position. Now I will go to the position object. In the position object, click on the new. Now let's say here roll-up summary field. Click on this next button. Let's say count, candidate count. Candidate count. Now click on this next. Candidates, and if you want to take a count of it, you can take a count of it. If you want to summarize, you can summarize it. Or if you want a minimum, like a minimum is based on the created date. So let's take a count and click on the next button. So basically it will give you the count of the records. Click on save. Now if I go to the position object, now do I have any related candidates? For this, nothing is there for Florida. Now developer, have Salesforce admin. This is also Florida. Lightning web component. It does not. Candidates. Go to the candidate. We do not have any candidates. Let's create a candidate. So position, Salesforce admin, account. Let's say Salesforce. Click on it, save. So I'll create another one, clone it, and click on it, save. If I go to the position object, now this record has a 2 candidates, right? So if I go to the position object, so there is a field which we have created. Roll-up field is called candidate count. So here it is the candidate count. So as I'm creating the records, it will be keep on increasing it. So let's say I'm going to create one more. Right now it is a candidate is 2. Now if I create another candidate, let's open this. and click on this arrow button clone and click on it save. Just refresh. Now it is going to show you the candidate count is 3. Right?
So basically based on the position, it is creating the count. Position.
For this position, how many child records are connected? For this position, how many child records are connected? So if you want to identify that, then that means count of the candidate. So in the real time, you also need this because users, what the client is, especially the client is not interested to go to the related list and see multiple clicks. They do not want. Simply they wanted to see here on the record level how many contacts or how many child records are there. In that scenario, we can go to the we can create a roll up summary field. If there is a master data relationship is implemented, we can go to the roll up summary field and create a count roll up, and then we can show that values onto the record level. And like this, we can create a 25 roll up summary fields in the per object. 25 roll up summary fields we can create it. Now let's say configure the roll up summary field to represent the number of immediate joiner has been applied for each position. So position object is position, child object is candidate, roll up field is on position object, field is immediate joining. Right, so this is take it as a homework. And the position object is a parent, child object is a candidate. Create a roll up on the position object, immediate joining. So whoever it says immediate joining in the candidate. So filter that, that means notice period equal to immediate. So in the candidate record. So create another pick list field which says that join date. Create another candidate which is called as a join date or a notice period. Right, so create the field and that field should be a pick list. The option will be immediate, and within 10 days I can join it, within 15 days we can join, within 30 days, like after 30 days we can join, or after 60 days we can join. So these are the pick list options, and along with this immediate. Whoever is the immediate it says, then get those candidate records in the parent object. So this is the assignment. Configure the roll-up summary field on the account object to calculate the total revenue generated per each customer. So on the account object, parent is the account object, child is the opportunity. The relationship is already implemented by the Salesforce, which is a master data relationship. And the roll-up field, you have to create a sum, and the field is on the account object. You need to create a roll-up on the parent account and type equal to count. Count two roll up you have to create. One is a sum and second one is a count. So trial head link, and we also have also provided the different link. That's about the roll up summary.